video on fire cider. Typically fire cider is made with apple cider vinegar with the mother, and typically I would make it with that, but I had a ton of kombucha vinegar, which you can also use. So I'm going to use kombucha vinegar today in place of apple cider vinegar. Kombucha vinegar is made when you leave the scobies in too long and they ferment a little longer. It turns the tea into a vinegar. It happens a lot faster if you have a scoby hotel, which I do, and I need to do a change of the tea in it anyways, so I took out half of the vinegar and put more tea in to create more. So that's my vinegar. Then the other ingredients we have lemons and limes, which are high in vitamin C and are great for your lymphatic and circulatory system, as well as getting out excess water in your system. We have fresh rosemary. We have fresh garlic and onion, which I just crushed the garlic. I didn't cut it up. And then we have, onion, which I didn't cut super fine. Antimicrobial, antifungal, antibacterial right there. Fresh horseradish, which is very, very spicy, which is great for the circulatory system as well. And if you're sick or fighting a cold, it's fantastic. Great expectorant. We have fresh ginger right here. I also have fresh organic turmeric right here in this little bowl. And then typically you use some type of pepper. A lot of people use jalapeños in fire cider. I have a ton of ghost peppers, which are way hotter than jalapeños, I know, but they have an awesome flavor. These came out of our yard. My husband likes to grow really hot peppers, and he got some seeds not too long ago from the same pepper plant that supposedly broke the world record a few years ago. So these are from those seedlings grew in our yard. So we're going to make some fire cider today. And it's real simple, super easy to do. I honestly think it takes longer to cut everything up than it does to actually assemble it. I'll post the list of ingredients and how much I used in the description box. There's no 100% science to this. Everyone has a different recipe. Rosemary Gladstar has a great recipe. You can also start with a recipe like that or like this one and then make your own. Decide what you want to add to it, what you want to take away. Maybe add a little more ginger, a little more turmeric, or less, however you want to do it. So what we're going to do is I washed all my containers with soap and water and then rinse them with white vinegar, just like you do if you're prepping a container for kombucha. Reason for this is soap and water to clean the container, and then the white vinegar gets rid of any soapy residue as well as sanitizes it. So that was my reasoning for that. These are mason jars. You can use all kinds of different vessels, but I'm using mason jars because that's what I can get a hold of, and I have a ton of them. These are my mason jar lids, just, standard mason jar lids. These have plastic or a waxy coating all on the top and the rims. If you get some that don't have this, you're going to want to put a piece of wax paper down on top and then put this lid on, because if you don't, the vinegar will eat away and you'll have rust on the inside, and that'll be gross, and we don't want that. But if you have a waxy coating on this, you won't need it. So that being said, let's get started. So like I said, there's no exact science to this. You just sort of do it however you see fit. So I'm just going to throw a couple pieces of lemon and lime. Some people, if they grow fresh herbs in their yard, like to add the fresh herbs to this, and I think that's fantastic. If you have a specific health concern you're wanting to address, you can add herbs for that issue. And that's always a great thing to do. Also, I've washed all this stuff before putting it in here. Let's put it in there. A couple pieces of horseradish. Some people do this really neat and stack everything, and it looks really pretty in the jar. But I don't care if it looks pretty or not. I'm just putting it in here. This is the turmeric. Alright, so we have our turmeric, we have all our ingredients, we just got to add the ghost pepper. There we go. Alright, And then you want to add enough of the vinegar to cover all this, but you don't want it overflowing. You want to leave a little bit at the top so that you don't have any overflow and it's not hitting the lid the whole time. I added a little too much. There we go. But that'll be okay. Alright, there we go. And that's how you make kombucha fire cider. Now you want to keep this in your fridge for about 21 to 30 days. The longer you let it sit, the stronger it will be. I would definitely put it in the fridge just because anyone that makes kombucha will tell you once you do your second fermentation, which this would be considered a second fermentation for kombucha, it'll start carbonating, and when you have a lid like this on it, the air can't get out, or it'll ferment and the pressure can't get out and it could explode. So you want to put it in the fridge to prevent it from doing that. You put it in the fridge, it won't produce the second fermentation process. So stick this in the fridge for 21 to 30 days, and then you can do, usually people do about 1 to 2 ounces a day. If you're sick, you can do a little bit more, but it's just an overall great tonic for health. You can also use apple cider vinegar, which is more traditional, but try it out, make your own formula, and see what it does for you. So I meant to add in my last part of my video that once you're done making this, you need to shake it every day or every few days while it's in the fridge sitting there. And then after the 21 to 30 days, just strain all this out, and you can take this and dehydrate it and grind it up and turn it into a nice spice blend to use in your cooking. So there's many uses for this, and have fun experimenting with your own recipe with fire cider. Alright guys, like my channel, and if you have any comments or videos you'd like us to do, let me know, and we'll see you guys.